Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marie, I'm an intuitive tarot reader, and today we are going to be doing a collective reading for the Pisces Full Moon / Lunar Eclipse that is happening September 17th, 2024, peaking at 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time. So, the main difference between a full moon and like a lunar eclipse in terms of collective energy is just that the energy is kind of more intense. It is a little bit stronger in the sense that you will feel it probably a little bit longer than you normally feel full moon energy. And eclipses tend to have the reputation to be transformative. Some people call it like portal energy, where we are able to connect more with other dimensions, higher beings and whatnot, if you're into that. It's a good time for meditation for this reason, connecting with your higher self or your spirit team. And it is also a really good time for growth and opportunities because of the transformation kind of energy. Eclipses are kind of just, full moon, new moons on high. Like, they're just extra potent and lingering and basically tying major themes in your chart like to the surface, bringing them to the surface more so. And so with this Pisces full moon and lunar eclipse, this is our first Pisces eclipse. We will be having more Pisces and Virgo eclipses next year as the nodes, the North Node and the South Node, will shift into Pisces and Virgo. Virgo North Node, Pisces South Node, other way around, Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. So this is kind of like a sample of what that transit is going to look like for you. In my opinion, I feel like this energy is just kind of highlighting like the things that will be coming up more prominently over the next year and a half, because the nodes take like 18 months to shift. So that all aside, I always like to mention the previous new moon and full moon of the current moon sign so that you can look back in your camera roll, your journal, wherever you keep notes or whatever, and see if there's any reoccurring themes, any reoccurring situations that you have been working on integrating and whatnot. And yeah, so the last new moon in Pisces was March 10th, 2024. So March this year. Look around that time to see if anything similar was coming up. And the last full moon in Pisces was August 30th, 2023. So last August, the end of August. That one was also, I believe, a blue moon. Yeah, because I think it was the second full moon that month. So that one might be a little bit more prominent to go look at. And like I said, this is an eclipse, so it will probably be a little bit more strong in terms of the energy. I think this full moon was happening near Saturn in Pisces, so those themes might be a little bit tied to it. In general, they're both in the same sign, so we still probably will feel that Saturn energy. And yeah, so we're going to get into the collective reading, see what's coming up. Just a quick introduction in case you are new here. Like I said, I'm Marie, I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I do all things like tarot services, witchcraft and wellness, and also have my own witchy art business where I make these custom zodiac notebooks, waterproof stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you want to check any of that out, the links are always in the description box below. But we're going to get into the reading and see what is coming up with this Pisces lunar eclipse. All right, we are gonna get into seeing what is coming up with this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. So, like I said, we're just gonna dive in, see what's coming up for the collective, and go from there. So we have a new moon in Virgo to start this cycle out, in case you're new to moon cycles. The new moon generally sets the tone for the lunation cycle. And so we had Virgo, which is Pisces sister sign. It's opposite sign, and we had a Sagittarius first quarter moon, which is just the midpoint between the moons. And now we have the Pisces full moon. So the new moon in Virgo was very much about taking responsibility for making your dreams happen, taking generally responsibility for your life in overall, and responsibility for the actions you take, the things you participate in, and grounding your dreams in a realistic way, but also not losing that Pisces flair of the dreaminess and the, optimism, which came in with the Sagittarius reading as well, is holding on to that optimism even though things seem challenging. So I'm very interested to see how how this Pisces full moon shows up here, especially when it is so close to Saturn. And we also have Neptune in Pisces, which is Pisces ruler in modern astrology. Traditional astrology, it would be Jupiter, which I believe is in Gemini right now. But yeah, so let's just see what we get to start with for what is coming up with this Pisces full moon. What is coming up with this Pisces full moon for the collective? All right, we got the World reversed here, which is the Saturn card. So that Saturn energy has been very heavy this year. It is a Saturn ruled year. We are getting close to it ending, but it has been a Saturn ruled year, rolled by a Saturn in Pisces. So responsibilities have been heavy, heavy, heavy on the themes, as well as just getting more disciplined, getting more grounded. And when we think about Saturn in Pisces, I feel like it's a really hard energy to work with because Saturn wants you to be more responsible. And Pisces, not that Pisces isn't responsible, but I think Pisces is a bit more lenient. Pisces is that illusionary kind of energy. It is that dreamy. It's that I want to feel good, do what I want kind of energy. I think Pisces energy is kind of how we see Libra energy stereotypically. Like, I think Pisces love indulging in pleasures a lot. But that's just my personal opinion. So with the World being reversed here, I still feel like we're struggling to close some cycles out, and this Pisces full moon is definitely going to highlight those areas. Yeah, we have the Four of Cups reverse at the bottom of the deck. So there's been like a new opportunity trying to present itself to you, especially in terms of a change of emotions, a change of relationships, and just something that stirs your heart up. So maybe like even a passionate project, something new that has been trying to present itself as an option, and we've just been turning away from it. Maybe we're just not ready for it, but we've been turning away from it. We've been ignoring the offer. We have been holding on to like this last thread of something, because this World card, the last few times I've pulled it in collectives, has been in reverse. So it just like feels like we're struggling to close a cycle out. This could be an emotional cycle, since we do have the cups down here, and this is a Pisces full moon. So this may be like some subconscious beliefs that we're really struggling to let go of. Imposter syndrome, you know, the senses of not being good enough, addictions, those kind of things may be coming up. And yeah, all right, so we have the Ace of Swords reversed at the bottom of that too. So just like a new way of seeing things, a new way of thinking about things that is definitely struggling to come through with this full moon. We're going to be feeling that. Now, I will say, I think this full moon is going to be a little bit more confusing in general, just because, one, it's in Pisces, two, it's a lunar eclipse. And with the lunar eclipse, the shadow over the moon, it's kind of just like the things that would have came up to clear our mind are going to be a little bit more hazy in a way, but it's also going to hit deeper. So I feel like they will still emerge. It just might be murky to work through, since we've got this Pisces energy to sift through and sort out. I saw 444 on my clock also. I did see 111 as well. I like to throw those out there as confirmations for you. So what else can we get for this Pisces full moon lunar eclipse? What else can we say here? What else? All right, we got the Knight of Wands, and he's upright next to the World here. So it's like we are ready emotionally. Yeah, all right, we even got the King of Cups down here. We are kind of emotionally tired of our situation. I think we are like getting really burnt out on, you know, holding on to this last thread, and we really want to take things forward. We really want to get back in charge of our passion, get back in charge of our energy and what we're doing with it and where we're investing it. And I think this is a good sign. And one thing I like to bring up when we ever talk about like wands and stuff is, one, that they are spiritually connected. They are definitely cards that are a little bit underrated for their connection to spirit. We definitely kind of tie that to cups, but the wands are, you know, they're wands, magic wands. So think about like manifesting and just getting insight. So There will be some insight to be had if you do use this moon to meditate. I personally am going to plan to use it to make like a third eye oil so that I can have an oil to help me meditate and whatnot. But with this King of Cups down here, I do think this is going to be like an evaluation period. Like we are evaluating our beliefs, evaluating our emotions, evaluating where we are at emotionally. Oh my goodness. I feel like anytime I do a reading for Pisces stuff, like I can't talk. What do we have behind that? The Four of Wands reversed. So this is going to be some stuff I think that ties back far in our life. Like I'm thinking, I don't know why I heard like 12 years in my head. Something like a long cycle. Seven of Wands reversed. The Emperor reverse, definitely like challenges with people. I feel like there have been a lot of instances of people pushing back on your plans, pushing back on your ideas, and this is a time to ignore those people and go after what matters to you. Close out this cycle. You are so close. Like it's like so close to starting a new cycle. But let's get a little more to tie this together. Like, I feel like if we can get through this last little remnants of whatever this ending of cycle is, think about the last 1.5 to 2 years. I can't exactly remember when Saturn in Pisces started, but I know we're getting close to the end, so it had to be at least like 2 years. Think about the last 2 years and what you have been struggling with discipline-wise, struggling with organizing and getting structure. What structures have you been struggling with? Has it been an emotional area? Has it been like a physical kind of thing? Has it been, you know, mental health struggles? Has it been drugs, addiction struggles, those kind of things? Because we may be getting like a burst of insight with this full moon for those things, since it is so closely related to the Saturn in Pisces. And we have Saturn, I think, in retrograde right now. So generally, we're just reevaluating those things. All right, what else can we say for this Pisces full moon? All right, we got the 10 of Cups, which is the Mars in Pisces card. So I think that kind of brings back that motivation to me, like that motivation of figuring out like what your 10 of Cups is, figuring out what success feels like to you. And I do feel like there's just such a strong like energy of emotional well-being, and maybe like we've been neglecting the emotional well-being while tending more to the physical this year, or even a little bit longer than that. Like too much emphasis on the emotional part without caring about our bodies. So I feel like our bodies may be really needing some outlet, because it's all tied together. What do we have down here? We got the Knight of Swords. Yeah, we definitely have like energy in us that we need to move. We need to get energy moving, and we need to not be too reckless with it, because sometimes the Knight of Swords wants to be a little reckless. Oh, we got the Hermit reverse there too. That's that inner wisdom, that inner connection. So I think that this is coming out to say like we are really close to ending this cycle here, and when we do, it'll open up so much for us. It'll open up a lot more personal happiness, and it'll also tie things together more, because this is like physical energy to me in a way. I mean, it's not the physical suit, but I see the Knight of Wands being a very physical person, very energetic wise, and so I think moving our bodies and finding some kind of physical emotional balance is going to be a high theme with this full moon. And especially when thinking about the themes of the Virgo new moon, and like it's your responsibility to, you know, take care of your life and whatnot, and tying that into this, it is your responsibility. You can get help. There's no reason you shouldn't get help, but it is also your responsibility to look in the mirror. It is your responsibility to figure out what personal happiness means to you, what it looks like to you, and then it is your responsibility to make these things happen. It is your responsibility to set these plans in motion. But with this 10 of Cups, this is a really good sign to me that we are on the right track. We are moving towards this we're just getting a little lost on the bumps here, maybe having some conflict in our connections, feeling like, you know, maybe there's someone that's been critiquing you a lot. That's just the Three of Pentacles there, critiquing you and not basically they're picking on your negative traits, maybe like negative, like the things that you haven't been doing. You know, negative reinforcement doesn't really work very well. Positive reinforcement is much more effective. So this just could be someone that nitpicks you, even if it is from a place of they want better for you. It is not helping you. It is just weighing you down. But anyway, we need to get motivated by our dreams. We need to get motivated and look at all the different aspects of those dreams and how we can balance them out. How can we bring some balance to this situation? Right, so what do we need to know? What do we need to know about this Pisces eclipse? What do we need to know about this Pisces eclipse? All right, we have the Lovers reversed here. So there may have been a choice that you've been on the fence about. And what do we have down here? The Four of Pentacles reversed, especially when it comes to your money and your time and your energy. There has been, I feel like you've been stagnant in this area, like trying to get things going forward, trying to progress and, you know, bring more money, get more energy. And I think this is where we got this balance thrown off, where we have been maybe tending too much to one half of the problem and not so much the other half. So we are in this state of like confusion, like analysis paralysis, can't really make a decision to go left or right, can't really decide what is best. And I think we just need to come back to the heart. We need to come back to the heart and feel it out. Feel out what is best for us. This is also the Gemini card. So like being a little adaptable is always good. Pisces is an adaptable sign, a mutable sign, which are, you know, adaptable signs. And connections again, I'm thinking like there's someone that I'm feeling like this is avoidant energy. Like I'm feeling like there's just been like that Four of Cups that came up earlier. Like you've been really avoiding wanting to address these things, whether this means that you're going to let this person go after you address it or that you're going to get closer, but you're just standing on the fence, like waiting for it to happen one way or another without you doing anything. And that's just not really how life works. You need to make a move, you need to make some decisions, and figuring out what you are willing to shift and change in case this is like a connection where, you know, there are things that you need to compromise. Are there things that you're not willing to compromise? This is a good time to figure that out. And with this Four of Pentacles down here in reverse, it's just like we're being very like closed off. We're being very much brick wall, don't want any outside help, don't want to give any energy to things. And we need to loosen that up a bit. You know, we get to this Ten of Cups when we can like really connect with people and we can really open ourselves up to new opportunities, new feelings. So, but we have the Strength card behind that, so I wanted to mention that that is going to take some courage, that is going to take some deep reflection, you know, taming your own lying kind of deal. And then we have the Star reversed behind that. It doesn't have to be a hopeless thing. This may be something that you have been going in circles about for a while, and that's okay if it has been, but it is time to start trying to narrow that down and to start making new moves. So let me get one more for what do we need to know about this Pisces eclipse. For some people, you just need to sleep more. Like I feel like there's like this heavy energy of I need more rest. Like if you've been on a go, go, go and you're burning yourself out and you just keep burning yourself out and getting confused about it, that's a big sign that you need to incorporate more rest. You're not lazy for needing to recoup. You know, our society is set up to seem like we need to be on the go, go, go all the time, and that's just not how it is. It's not how our bodies function at our best. So what do we need to know here? Oh, it's that Three of Pentacles again. Those people that may be criticizing you and, you know, giving you some negative reinforcement, those aren't your people. There are people that will give you proper, you know, criticism if you want it. There are groups, and your spirit team is a big one. There is wisdom in you. We got the Hermit reversed down here. There is a lot of wisdom within you, and I think that you've been ignoring that. I think this is an energy of, like, looking for validation, looking for approval from everyone else. And that's why we're stuck on this decision, because we're waiting for someone to like say something that like makes it click for us. It's only gonna click when you really tap in to yourself. Going on this little journey with yourself is definitely going to be more helpful than waiting around for someone else to give you the insight that you're looking for. So is there anything else? Anything else that we want to grab here? Just feel like we need to be more creative and like let yourself just have fun. Anything else? All right, the Seven of Cups. We're back to that. Choices. And the illusions. What is this card? This is the Venus and Scorpio card. Interesting. So there are definitely going to be things that present itself that are not what they seem. And I think you know that. Like, I think this isn't news to you. I think you already know that some things are a little too good to be true. Like someone that keeps telling you that they're gonna work on something and then they don't. And it's time to pay attention to actions, not words. I think that is another thing that was coming up when I'm looking at this Ten of Cups next to this Knight of Wands here. It's like you got someone that's really good at selling you a story, but that's not what we want. We don't want sold a story. We want sold the real thing. We want sold the actual stuff. So finding someone that has the integrity that lines up with their words, and maybe letting go of the people that keep saying they're going to do better and change and do this and that, and then they don't. But yeah, so either way, you need to make a choice. Like, even if the choice isn't obvious, if you make a choice, you'll figure it out. You know, you're not going to ever be able to truly avoid making mistakes. And we need to embrace that and embrace the lessons that will come with the mistakes. Is there anything else? Because it'll illuminate things for yourself too, is what I'm just getting here. But definitely using your discernment. This is a time to practice. Again, we've got all this Pisces energy, so don't feel overwhelmed if it doesn't make sense. And we got the Nine of Swords. Don't get yourself in this anxious loop just because you don't know everything, just because you can't see everything. You don't need to see everything. And I know in a perfect world, we would have all the facts laid before us, all the circumstances laid before us before we make a choice, before we go after this Ace of Wands here. But that's the perfect world that doesn't exist. So we're going to have to work with what we got. We're going to have to try to manage this mental energy, these mental anxieties. They are just anxieties. They are not fact. They are not real. And like I said, if we just make a choice and work with it, we can always change in the future. That does not mean we're stuck with that choice for the rest of forever. We can always change things as we go. So I'm going to move in to get the themes of this full moon, just to clarify and solidify the reading, and then we will wrap it up. Overall, this is definitely a mixed bag so far. Like, we've definitely got potential for this like Ten of Cups energy coming through, but we've got a lot of little like things to sort through. We've got a lot of like little illusions and anxieties, addictions, needs for validation to sort through, and that's okay. You know, it's part of the journey. But this world has been in reverse for so long. We want it upright. We want to open that journey back up. We want to start something new. And we just need to do it. We just need to like go after it. All right, so what are the themes of this full moon for the collective? Sorry, y'all. My cat is staring out the window and I'm trying to see what he sees. Usually there's like chipmunks right out the door, but I don't see any right now. What are the themes of this full moon in Pisces? Integrity. Well, yeah. Integrity. It has been coming up literally the majority of my collective moon readings this year. Integrity has been so big, and I think that's just with that Saturn theme. Are you moving in integrity? Are you moving with your values? Are you moving in alignment with what matters to you? Are you interacting with other people that are moving in alignment with their integrity? Like, do the people around you have integrity? And that's a hard one, because, you know, you never really know someone's true integrity, I guess. But again, back to that, you know, do their words match their actions? Do their actions match their words? And if not, they're probably not, you know, someone with a lot of integrity. Because why are you saying you're going to do one thing and then you don't? All right, what else do we got for themes for this full moon? Compassion. We can move with compassion for ourselves first and foremost, and then with others. We can know that, you know, everyone is on their own journey. Everyone has their own things to sort through. That does not mean we need to put up with abuse or mistreatment. It just means that we can have a less personal view of it. We can understand that there are things that led to that person acting the way they're acting, going through the things they're going through, and we can understand and send love and compassion to them while also taking a step back. But first and foremost, this compassion is for yourself. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect. Nobody is, whether they look it or not, whether they say they are or not. Nobody is. There are always times where we may move a little out of integrity, where we may say things or do things that we don't mean to do. It is important to forgive yourself and give yourself love and understand that that is not necessarily who you are. You are not defined by a one-off action. Mirrored souls being on the bottom here, I think, goes with it, because these people that we do have in our lives that may be less than, you know, an integrity kind of person, less than polite, less than kind, someone that's, you know, very snippy, or just someone that's very judgmental. Whatever negative qualities mean a lot to you, like whatever that means to you, there are some parts of those that are in us. We've had instances where, you know, our own shadow showed, and that comes back to that strength card that was there. Is it still there? No, I moved it. The strength card is kind of like a shadow work card, in my opinion, where we are looking at the way that we are capable of being a destructive force. And again, we can have compassion, but we don't need to put up with it. We don't need to have it in our lives. We can have boundaries. We need to have boundaries. All right, let's get one more card here for our themes for this full moon energy. One more. Awaken. So back to what I was saying about that portal energy at the beginning of this video, and the whole, you know, this is a very spiritualist kind of thing, with those wands, connecting with your higher self, all of that. Awaken. We are awakening to, you know, another level. We are awakening to a newer self. We have the new chapter card at the bottom here. So if we can let this world, if we can let this completion happen, and we can move towards this 10 of Cups, we just need to make a decision and find the people that are supportive to us, find the criticism that we actually like need and want. You know, we are awakening. We are awakening to more shadow aspects, but also sometimes our shadow is not necessarily always bad things, and I like to make sure this is a highlight, because shadow work has, I think, this reputation of being like, oh, we're diving into our deep dark secrets and unpleasurable, ungood, bad things about ourselves. And that's not necessarily true. Sometimes the things that are in your shadow are actually things that are good about you, that are talents and stuff that you have been suppressing. And we go all the way back to that 4 of Cups we had in the beginning. There has been something brewing under your surface that you've been ignoring. And it is now time to awaken to it. It is time to awaken to the things that your heart has been calling to the things that you really want to be a part of, the connections, the people, the places. I'm feeling like for some people this is like a job that isn't like a normal job. Like, I can't even think of an example, but not like a normal scientific path or a normal, you know, job on the market. I think this is something very niche. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, but either way, maybe this is an organization. Like, I'm feeling like this is an organization, but either way, if that's something you want to go after it. Like, just because someone tells you, you know, they're critiquing you negatively when this was reversed, that, you know, maybe that's not good for you or something. They're just stirring up your anxiety. You're just getting more confused. Just need to make a decision and let things kind of fall into place. Awaken to your own power too. Awaken to the power that you hold over your life. And let this new chapter come in. And we're back to that mirrored souls and just looking at the ways that people mirror you, that you mirror people. But I think this is a good way to wrap the video. We've got a lot of good stuff on the horizon here. We just got muck to sort through. And isn't that just the way of life? That's the way of Saturn too, you know. We gotta get through the grain, the grit, and all of that before we get to this 10 of Cups. And even to hold this 10 of Cups, to maintain it, takes work. Because once we get it, we don't want it to be fleeting. We want it to last. We want it to be long-lasting connections and success and whatnot. So to get there, we need to be a little more disciplined. We need to like have integrity. Know that we are moving with integrity. That is, I think, that highlight here, because this card seriously keeps coming out every single reading I do. So in what ways are you not moving in with integrity? And yeah, especially for yourself. I think that dreamer aspect of all of this is really coming through, like following your dreams, following your passions. So what are the highlights here? All right, we got a cycle ending and a cycle trying to begin. We got this new chapter coming in where you will be awakening to new things about yourself and really moving with integrity, having compassion for your past self, for the mistakes you've made, making a decision, getting that energy moving physically, balancing out our mind, our body, our soul, our spirit, all of the, like the holistic thing of it. We don't need to just be tending to one area. We need to tend to all of them. We need to tend to our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, all of it. And, you know, finding the supports that we actually need. This may not be your friends at the moment. Maybe you need to find some outside supports like a therapist, or if you can apply for aid, that is always optional. But I think this is more so needing to find places where your voice is valued. And that is only going to happen when you go after the things that really matter to you, which comes back to that, you know, if you have a certain passion that is kind of niche, go for it. Really go for it, because I think it'll be better for you than sitting in this confused, anxious state of like, why am I not happy? Why are people judging me? And it's like, this just isn't your place. And it's not that you don't belong. It's just that these aren't people you mesh with. So that is what I got for you all today. I hope you have a good Pisces eclipse. Remember that these readings are kind of timeless, but you will mostly feel it around this time. Go back and review those previous moons to see what was coming up for you then, and know that whatever is coming up now will probably be part of your major themes for next year when the nodes officially shift into Pisces and Virgo. And that'll just be like a big collective theme and energy. Oh, one more thing, since we do have the Libra solar eclipse coming up, I do feel like a lot of this is relationship tied. These moon cycles aren't necessarily tied together, but they are tied together because they are both eclipses. So I think we are bringing a little bit more passion into our relationships as well. So that's just the throw out there. So that is all I got for you all today. If you would like to book a personal reading, you could do that in the description box below at my website. If you would like to purchase and support my art, those are also on my website. I also have a custom zodiac option available where you can pick your colors in case, you know, maybe you're a Pisces that doesn't care for purple. You can have orange if you really want to. It's there. Lastly, I have these spell oils, money oil, love oil, protection oil. They are all on sale because I would really love to clear out this batch and make a new batch sometime soon. So if you would like to, you know, get any of those items, whatever, splurge, have some good witchy wellness, then you can find that in the description box below. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in a week on the last quarter moon. So, see you then.